process of getting one, training the child to actually be okay with the dog near them, and just the whole process. And I think I thought it was a really great process, because one of the things that a service dog does is it keeps your child safe. So if your child starts to dart, it's going to run in front of the child. It might make the child fall. It tries not to. But if the child's going pretty fast, it might make them fall, but at least they're not going to run into the street. Like it's just like the protection that the dog builds around the child is amazing. The child goes reach, for something that they're not supposed to, and the dog will just kind of gently push their way through, and yes, do not go towards the knives. Like, it's not a toy. So I think, like, on that end, it's so wonderful. But I love the way a lot of times families will come in and be very disturbed because they say that their child doesn't know how to interact with their pets that are in the home. And that process builds too through a service dog is, a lot of times it's kind of a great cause and effect toy. If I poke at the dog barks. And so at the beginning, there's a certain time of learning where I just feel bad for the pets sometimes in the homes, because they do take some, they take some of, just the behaviors that come from the kid. But once you get past that and you teach them some good ways to interact with the dog, and the service dog is trained to protect this child, I've seen some great relationships between the service dog and the kids, they really do protect them. I don't know how much they teach them in terms of like communication or anything like that, but just the interaction that they have is just a nice relationship between the dog, and the child, and just they build their own relationship where they're together. You see just the way that the kids start to care for the animal too. And I think anytime we can build any kind of empathy and kind of relationship building for individuals with autism, it's going to be a good thing.
I gotta say too, I know a bunch of adults that are on the autism spectrum that in the last 4 years have gotten support dogs and companion dogs, and there is a difference between the two. And maybe we should have somebody on to talk about that. But they are telling me that the emotional support and the sensory support and the anxiety support is amazing. So we recently, I don't know if you guys watched that show that's on Freeform, that it's called Everything's Gonna Be Okay. Amazing show. And it has a bunch of adults that are on the autism spectrum that are playing teenagers. I think some of them are actually teenagers, but most of them are at least 18 years old. And one of the characters on the show, they hired the actress and she came to the audition with her support dog. So they hired the support dog too. And he's on the show. And she has a twin sister who's also on the spectrum. And she also has a support dog. We had them both on the show to talk about, they have an organization called Autism, AURtism. But they're amazing. And they talked about how great their dogs are, and their dogs are very different and give them very different things, because even though they're identical twins, they're very different. And their symptoms and the way autism manifests itself in both of them is very different. And so their support dogs are very different. But anyway, I have been really amazed to see all these adults and the things that we'll have Alex Plank back on, because Alex for years went without a dog, and then he just got Max probably a little over a year now. We'll have him on and you'll meet Max. Max is incredible. But there are a lot of things that those dogs can do, which is pretty awesome. I started to say pretty autism, because it is too. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.